Hello, I'm Kothorix, and today I'll be talking about Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Amnesia is a terrifying game. In fact, I'm willing to say that Amnesia is the most frightening game I've ever played, by far. Most horror games don't have much impact on me. I will admit that I will be startled by the occasional jump scare, if I don't know what's coming, but Amnesia is unique in that it relies almost purely on atmosphere and immersion, which leaves much more of a lasting impact. Looking at you, Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not a psychologist, so I can't pretend to know exactly why Amnesia is so frightening, but I do have a few theories. I don't think it's the game itself. I think it's the player's imagination. Now, what the game does is immerse the player into the world to get their imagination working against them. Everything about the game adds to this. The sound of your own footsteps, the audible breathing, the way the camera sways when you move, the way the vision blurs and focuses on any loud noise in the room. I especially like the way the character shudders when something unexpected happens. It almost perfectly captures that feeling that you get, walking alone through the dark, and seeing something you don't recognize in the corner of your eye. That cold chill that takes control of you, freezes you, just for a moment, while your brain desperately tries to make sense of what it's seeing. Most of the game's music includes these very quiet, low-pitched tones. It's not something that you really actively think about, but I feel like it has this effect on my nerves. They even handle the monsters in the game with this subtlety that I don't see with many games. It's always in the shadows or just moving out of view when you come across it. Not being able to see the monster clearly really allows the player's own imagination to take hold. There aren't any weapons or combat in the game either. You have a lantern that quickly runs out of fuel, and that's about it. It truly gives you this feeling of helplessness. All the actions in the game are physics-based too. When you open a drawer or pull on a door, you can almost feel the weight. Most of the puzzles in this game are based on this physics engine, whether it be throwing rocks or stacking items. Now, the game isn't without its flaws. I found the sanity mechanic to be a little bit annoying. Basically, your character has a fear of the dark, and if you're in the dark, you lose sanity. This has all kinds of effects. You start seeing things, hearing extra noises, the screen blurs. But what's annoying is that it only takes a few seconds for these effects to start happening. You can't walk down a dark hall without your character starting to lose his mind. It sort of puts a halt on gameplay, needing to stop every 5 seconds and either get out your lantern or light one of the stationary torches or candles throughout the game. The game also doesn't play well a second time through. I suppose that the same could be said about any horror game, as far as the actual horror aspects are concerned. What kept me going the first time through the game was wanting to continue with the story, and just being genuinely afraid the entire time. Most of the fear is dissolved once you've completed the game and know what's going to happen. What diffuses the fear is not so much knowing what you're going to see, but knowing what you aren't going to see. That imagination aspect is gone because you have a very clear idea of the scale of the game. And even my first time through, there were sections where the game really lost that fear aspect. There was one specific segment at the end where I think they were trying to go for an epic climax, but what ended up happening is that they showed the monster a lot and it was very difficult, leading to numerous deaths. Once you die a few times in the game, especially due to the creature attacking you, it stops being this unknown force. Once again, you have a very clear idea of what it is and what the consequences are for coming near it. Your imagination stops working, therefore the fear is gone. But even Amnesia's low replay value doesn't stop it from being one of my favorite games. It's a great experience, especially if you're a masochist like myself and like being scared. The game is about 8 hours long, which I think is a good playtime for something like this. It's too much longer and it would lose its fear effect and just start to drag. I feel it's well worth the $20 Steam price, and I would recommend picking it up. It's been out for a while, so maybe wait for a Steam sale and pick it up for half price, or in a bundle with its sequel. And hey, I want to know, for those of you who have played it, were you as frightened by the game as I was? If not, what horror games have scared you? Anyway, I'm Kothorix, and thanks for watching.